All right, let's move it along here. Hall of the Novice.
Oh my God! When I read this, I was getting so fucking triggered, guys. As I was reading this and like making these notes, oh my God, I was getting so fucking angry. Like every fucking point, I'm like, it's Guildhests. It's fucking Guildhests. That's what you're making. You're making Heaven's Ward motherfucking Guildhests for level 60 people. Except you're not queuing up for it and getting fucking rewards and working together with people. They're putting you in a fucking bubble, so when people see you fail at this basic fucking bullshit, they can't laugh at you. It's, oh my God, it's so
yeah, it's stupid. So
you gotta back off now.
yeah, Hall of the Novice.
Guys, listen to this. The Scarecrow dummies are instant striking dummies, so people can't make fun of you when you fail.
Yeah, pretty much.
It doesn't. No, Nika, it doesn't show a DPS number. It doesn't show a parser number. All it goes is, here's a rank 1 dummy, do your rotation. Oh, you beat it? Here's one that's a little bit harder. Oh, you beat it? Here's another one that's, oh, you didn't beat that one. Well, it's a good thing no one's in here to fucking laugh at your stupid ass.
Okay, but if you don't beat it, then you know there's something wrong with your rotation.
Okay, fine. You know what else could tell you that there's nothing wrong with your rotation? The fact that you can't clear fucking raids.
Yeah, well, it will give you a number.
Well, no, it's not my fault. It's everyone else who can't clear it.
And
I'm doing everything perfectly.
And apparently there will be a way for you to like compare your number against somebody else's.
But it's not a number. What is it? Color coded?
I don't know.
Red, green, yellow,
say, hey,
orange.
I beat dummy 3 in time, which is X amount of HP.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
People will find a way to put a number on it. So just give us a fucking number.
Especially because I'm sure they could open a parser, like an actual parser, while they're in there and see the number.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that with if you have access to an actual parser, this means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're wasting development time on
That's something that's already in game?
Yeah.
Well,
fucking bullshit.
it's for the PlayStation players.
Fuck them.
I'm sorry. The PlayStation players don't have Guildhests?
That doesn't teach you your rotation or your DPS.
Just fucking practice.
We have dummies for PC people or for PS3 people.
Okay,
apparently, if we need this shit in game,
if you're on PS3 or PS4 and you walk up to a dummy and just start hitting it, like, how do you know that your rotation's good enough to clear things?
How about you go into a dungeon or a raid and you see how fast things die? Okay.
Again, that could easily be someone carrying you, or like you think you're like, seriously, like, I mean, you can say that all you want, okay? But for those black mages that I still see spamming fucking Blizzard over and over again, that get carried by me and everyone else in the party. If you go into this dummy and spam Blizzard, they're not going to clear it. They're going to fail.
Obviously, but you think they're going to... All right, so they go into a dungeon with you, right? And they're spamming Blizzard over and over and over again, and you're telling them that's the wrong way. That's not how you do it.
Listen.
You think that in their head, they're like, nah, I'm doing all the damage I can right now. And by going into some fucking instance with a dummy that they can't beat, then they're suddenly going to go, oh, I guess she was right. I'm not actually fucking contributing.
No, I honestly
That's
do, because
bullshit.
those people are the people that go, you're an elitist, just do your job, you're a
No, because those people are going to go to it's not going to fucking help. It's not going to help. Those people are just fucking idiots.
Some people it does help.
It's fucking bullshit.
I don't think it is. It's not going to help. This is a useless addition to this game. Completely useless.
You know what? I'm just going to say it, guys. I'm going to fucking say it. I would rather have Lords of Verminion 2 than this bullshit. Yeah.
Because there are some jobs like Dragoon that I'm not sure I'm entirely playing correctly that I, as myself, would take into this to see if I can do as much on my Dragoon as I can on my Monk. I would absolutely do it. But
what difference? Okay, what's the difference between going into this and using the Hall of the Novice and just going up to a striking dummy and pulling out ACT? What's the difference? Is there any objective difference?
I guess it depends on how they make the training thing, actually, because, I mean, when you pull out a parser on a dummy, there's no resistance, there's no mechanics, there's no any of that stuff. There's also... I don't know. It's HP resets over and over and over again. So actually, honestly, on a dummy, you can hit that like under 20% extra DPS over and over. Which
you're splitting hairs here.
No, I mean it really is. It's very straightforward. Whereas I think if this is a monster or something that you have to defeat within a certain amount of time, I feel like it's a lot more indicative of your DPS rather than hitting a dummy with no resistances or anything.
It says Scarecrow dummy is what they call it.
Yeah,
it isn't going to attack you. I know that, but
yeah, it's not going to attack. So what?
The fact that it has one set of HP and it feels like it's like, okay, this is a rank 60, savage level monster. Let's see how fast you can attack it. I guess
indicative
of my DPS rotation than a dummy.
I guess if it's putting out different patterns of AoE moves or floor moves that you have to dodge, that would be different. I would want to see. That would be different. That we have no indication of that.
I know that would be cool, simply because you're not. I mean, and that's what I'm wondering too, is when they calculate how difficult a raid is going to be, are they saying 100% damage as if there was no AoEs or moves to dodge ever, or as if you were actually dodging the mechanics?
All of these,
something like this would help with that.
All of these people in the chat that are going, ACT is against the TOS, it breaks the EULA. Shut the fuck
honestly
up.
If Square Enix
Shut the fuck up. That is not a deterrent for anyone. Nobody's been banned over using a parser ever. It's not an actual deterrent. They say don't do it. It could get you in trouble. It's never going to get you in trouble.
I'll tell you guys flat out right now.
Shouting, "Hey everyone, I use the parser."
Nika, Joe is trying to talk.
You're good. It's if anybody was scared to use ACT, look at the majority of 80% of the Twitch broadcasters that broadcast on Twitch Final Fantasy at any time. If Square Enix really wanted to enforce that, they would enforce it against the people that tell people that I'm using ACT. If they had an issue with it, they would have kicked Xeno.
And it's not even that the people. You're right, and it's not even the people who say that they're using it. There are a lot of Twitch streamers that have the overlay right on their screen.
Right.
Yeah. They blatantly show it. I am using ACT right now.
Not just that. Not just that. But FF logs is a matter of public record. You know, and so you know what I mean. FF logs. Look at the vacuum that FF logs has come in and been able to fill because Square Enix doesn't want to support the actual game functions of their game. You need to be able to have an objective measurement of your DPS if your DPS requirements are going to be that fucking strict. So if they're not going to add, some kind of in-game parser and the fucking Scarecrow is the best that they can do, sorry, ACT is perfectly viable. FF logs is perfectly fair. You need that objective measurement to be able to
you know what? All this is gonna do is give people another fucking excuse, because now they're gonna go into their stupid Scarecrow dummy. They're gonna clear whatever the highest rank is. They're gonna try to go into Savage. They're gonna fucking fail and be like, well, I don't understand what's wrong. I got the highest DPS on the dummy. What am I doing wrong? It's not just about the number that you can pump out. It's fucking about being good.
You know
Get
what?
it?
9 to 1, the hardest difficulty of this Scarecrow is going to be something even terrible people can clear.
Because you're just standing there.
Well, no, it's not. But that's the thing. Hang on, Nika, hang on. It's not going to be about actually defeating or not defeating the Scarecrow. It's going to be about the amount of time that it takes you to defeat the Scarecrow. That's going to be the measurement.
Yeah.
Okay. They're gonna tell you that?
Okay, for example, remember when you used to go into BCNMs, they would tell you that the last clear and the fastest clear was cleared by this person on such day.
They need to do that for everything.
That would be sweet.
They're going to do. I guarantee
you. There was no reason for that, but it was cool.
I guarantee you that's going to be one of the measurements on the Scarecrow, that you're going to be able to see other people's times on it.
I don't know if you will.
You think?
No, I don't think you'll be able to see other people's times.
I do.
No.
I do. I think that's going to be the measurement.
Hold on. They want you to put you in a bubble so no one can make fun of you and you won't be embarrassed if you fail.
Right.
So but they're going to tell you people that beat it?
No. Hang on.
They're going to tell you people that failed it. They'll tell you people that beat it.
Hang on. Let me find. I'm going to find the exact quote. Not
to mention, even when they did that on 11, it was an imperfect system because after every maintenance, it would just reset anyway.
I just don't understand why they don't want to, I think it would be really unique for Square Enix to step up and just say, hey guys, here's an in-game DPS beater. You guys, we don't want you using ACT. We don't want you doing this. We don't want all that stuff to happen. Here's an in-game meter. Not only is it going to help the hardcore raid, but it's going to help the people that think that they're good, that obviously aren't, because their number will be visible to them.
There's nothing about the meter that is wrong, like within the industry, MMOs, right? Because World of Warcraft has been letting people do shit like this forever. If there is a particular one that they don't think is working in the game, or maybe gives too much of a fair advantage, then they step in and say, no, you can't use that one. So for them to say, yeah, go ahead, use ACT, I don't think that would be some big giant thing that they're afraid of. But someone in the chat mentioned it's not about enforcement, it's about endorsement. Okay. They don't want to endorse them, but it's not something that they're going to enforce either.
Right. Exactly. All right, I'm gonna read a couple of these quotes, and then we're gonna have to move on because we really do have to get into the PvP topic here. We're approaching 2 hours, and we have not even glanced onto PvP yet. So let's see. Specific responses from Yoshida. The Hall of the Novice is content that we've been developing with the release of patch 3.2. This content is really for the first time MMORPG players to teach tanks how to take hate, healers how to recover the tanks and other party members, and for all jobs how to avoid enemy attacks. It's content
how to avoid enemy attacks. So we'll have AoEs and stuff.
It's fucking Guildhests.
Hang on, shut the fuck up. Shut up. God damn it, Kallo. We get it. You don't like it. Shut up now. It's content to teach the roles of the basic mechanics for each role. The Hall of the Novice can be started just before Sastasha. You hit a button to select your target and you enter the content. NPCs will join you in the training hall will begin. There's a simple battle using an NPC party which serves as a final exam before you can graduate. Once you complete it, you'll graduate and you'll be able to obtain some nice equipment that you can use in the dungeons. I think people who were afraid to tank because they didn't know how to take hate until now and didn't want to practice in dungeons will find this helpful to practice. Now that is all fair.
I like that. There's been so many tanks in like Sastasha that's like, you guys are just doing way more damage than I can keep up with. What do I do?
Okay.
Like, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Now the Hall of the Novice will be located in Lenosia, but you have to you'll have direct access to it via NPCs at various locations in the city. It will also include a guide which talks about various terms used frequently in online games such as DOT. It is just included for reference. Let's see. A lot of people have been focused on measuring the amount of DPS they can put out, but we prepared this separately from the Hall of the Novice. In development, we're calling it DPS Scarecrows. First, you'll be able to select a rank, and then you'll be able to play for 3 minutes. The training goal is to have enough DPS to defeat it at that rank. It's not a numbers competition. The idea is more like you could specify people who have defeated XX rank training via Party Finder. Working on your skill rotation will be important to defeat them, so by working through this content, you should be able to put out enough DPS to beat content that you wouldn't previously clear. That's where I was pulling from. That's where I was pulling from, Juxta, when you were yelling at me. And this sounds like a slightly different concept than just Guildhests.
It's even at the same fucking level.
He says he's expecting people to specify in Party Finder, you cannot join this unless you've defeated XX rank training. That's what we were saying we didn't want.
No. It says the idea is more like you could specify people who have defeated XX rank training via Party Finder. If you wanted to measure,
you can't join my farm party unless you've cleared this rank. That's what they're saying.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, people do that already, but I'm saying that like now this provides an in-game way to exclude people.
So basically, what they're going to do is they're going to tune 3 different dummies to 3 different levels of DPS. And the highest one will probably be within that 10 to 15% of maximum DPS for whatever class they're looking for.
And Nika, what you're referring to
specify looking for it
was we don't like when people say you can't join unless you've cleared it, but you can't clear it unless you join. The only thing that's stopping you from clearing the fucking Scarecrow dummy is you.
That's true. Very true.
And you know what? I'm gonna press you a little bit, Kallo, here on the training hall. The training hall does seem to be filling a specific function, and that is if you've been playing this game 1 to 60 as a DPS and you want to try to learn how to tank, this would be a good way to do it without fucking over an entire party.
That's true.
Now, how many times have you gone into Duty Finder and you know the person obviously isn't new, but they're not doing what they need to be doing?
Guildhests. The very first Guildhest gives you 3 packs of mobs with 3 in it, and you have to learn how to hold hate on those 3 mobs.
I'm telling you right now, that is not going to provide the same function. Like I've gone into deep. I mean, some of the Guildhests they provide different ideas of mechanics and like different like clicking and things. But in terms of like the lowest Guildhests, I've been doing Guildhest roulettes for jobs I'm leveling. I'm doing it on Dark Knight, and some of those lowest ones are they die so quickly. You're not even really tanking them. You especially because you don't even have like provoke. It's a cross class at the lowest ones. It's like you don't have your AOE enmity grabbing, and the DPS are just hitting whatever.
And
it
if
really
you
isn't
can,
teaching you anything.
and if you can learn to do it, then when you actually get those tools, it's easier because if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a dodgeball.
Right, but this doesn't make you learn how to tank, whereas something like this novice hall will force you to.
The only thing that it's doing that I can see is it's taking other people out of the equations and padding the walls for you. Whatever.
I don't think so. Because the Guildhests do not make you learn. Like, people, like, literally the DPS can just carry everyone through the early lowest ones.
Yeah.
It doesn't teach you how to tank anything, and you get into a dungeon and you're like,
It
like,
really
there was
doesn't.
literally, I had this the other day when I was on Dragoon. The guy's like, literally, you guys are putting out way more DPS than I know how to handle at this level. And then I just went in and tanked it. And since I'm, a main tank, even at level 20, I could do it just fine.
Keep in mind,
so, like, they need to learn somehow.
Keep in mind, too, that the Guildhests happen at such a reduced level that you're not actually getting a sense of your full rotation. You've got 2 skills that you can use as a tank going in there. You're not getting an actual sense of, like, what you need to do to rip hate back. That's an important skill to know as a tank, is in the moments that you lose hate, how do you get it back? And I guarantee you that a Guildhest is not going to teach that.
No, Guildhests, you can just kill the things. You don't even have to tank
I just
them.
don't think that this was something that was necessary. I think if people want to learn how to do it, they can go into dungeons and do it. And you say, yeah, okay, no, you don't want to go in and screw a party over. I get that.
Stop. This absolutely is necessary because we have motherfuckers like me and Juxta who are leveling jobs up through beast tribes alone and learning nothing from 50 to 60. I can't tell you shit
you get
about
so much
Dragoon.
XP from
I can't. All I know is that I hit 1 and 2 and the things that I were fighting were dead. Okay, it didn't teach me jack shit, but I'm getting XP out of it.
I get that.
So then it does serve a function. It absolutely does serve a function. If I can figure out what the function is.
Here's the difference, all right? If you and Juxta level a job 50 to 60 without going into a single thing, and then you go into a dungeon, you have at least some idea whether you looked it up or you asked someone what you need to do. Is that correct?
That is absolutely not true.
So you're just...
No, hang on.
I said for you two.
Not true.
For you two.
That's not true for my healer. That's not. I leveled my white mage to 50. I could not. I couldn't operate that thing at 35 if I tried. Okay.
And that's in that case, you're gonna fall into the second category. And those are the people like Nika's black mage who thinks they can just go in and do whatever the fuck they want, regardless of if you tell them how to do it. I think the people this is aiming at are people who don't even take fucking directions.
Not Nika as a black mage, but the black mage that Nika is.
Yes, the black mage that Nika was with. I think if you have half a brain in your head and you go into a dungeon and you're a new tank and you tell people, hey guys, first time in here, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. Please bear with me. You're not going to have a train wreck. The type of train wrecks you're talking about that ruin the whole dungeon are people who refuse to learn the job and who probably aren't going to utilize this anyway.
That's true, but and as well as some people are more than willing to sit here and give tips, which I do every time I get a new tank in a dungeon, it would be much more efficient if they had practiced on a dummy and then come in.
Look, I'm not.
If they had context walking into it, yeah.
Okay, you're right. This does serve a function in the game. There are people who will use this, right? But it doesn't need to be there. It's like it's like story mode for Alexander. You put it in, people are going to use it, but we didn't fucking need it.
The thing is, though, that this does serve a purpose that will actually make people better, unlike the development time they waste on bullshit things like Lords of Dominion. Like, this serves a purpose. Plenty of people will get better because of this. It's necessary enough. Maybe you won't use it, but there will be plenty of people that are better because of this, so it's worth it.
Yeah,
those people still could have gotten better without it, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but you know what? Maybe. Just because you you think you don't need it or want it.
I'm not even saying that I wouldn't learn anything from it.
Yeah,
I think it's more fucking hand holding.
I don't think so.
No.
All right.
At that point,
this is a tutorial mode that should have been in the game from the beginning, and because it's not, and because everyone has a 60 already, has a 60 already, you're saying, oh, we don't need this. But I think it helps plenty of people.
I actually think that it serves more of a function for a large population that are sitting at 60 that really don't know the finer parts of how to operate their job than an incoming population. I don't think that an incoming population is going to use this as much as I would. Fuck, I'd use this to learn white mage if I really wanted to learn white mage.
I think that the best part about this whole thing before it becomes the whether this is a Guildhest or not argument is that there is a select portion of this game that understands the social aspect and understands how to find the information that they want. And then there's also a select portion of this game, whether you want to break it down to introverted, extroverted people, whatever. There's a portion of this game that does not understand, that will just play at a very bare minimum level, at a casual level, and still be able to clear content. This allows that group and demographic of people to pursue excellence in their class without having to be social, without having to, go into the scary world that is Google and, look up information. It allows them an in-game avenue to get better at their class if they want to pursue it.
This is prime for anyone who has raid anxiety. This is a prime function for anyone who feels like they might not be up to par stepping into the raid game.
Well, we'll see if that's what it ends up being.
But Kallo does make a great point that this has been available through friendship and available through the internet.
Oh yeah,
for far longer than they're putting in the game.
Totally. No, I agree with that. That there are ways to learn these skills, because if there wasn't, no one would have them. Okay, correct. So, but this is a fast forward button, because you know what? I don't want to have to go into a whole bunch of dungeons to relearn my white mage rotation.
I will rescind my comment about wanting Lords of Verminion 2 over this, but I still stand by the fact that this isn't something we needed.
Yeah, like for me personally, like what I love about this game is that at level 32, you have to do a dungeon called Brayflocks. Brayflocks is a huge, actual skill check at a very low level.
That's the first one. It's the first one that you run into.
You have to be able to tank, you have to be able to heal, and you have to be able to DPS.
And no mechanics.
Correct.
For things like the final boss. Oh, God.
And pay attention. You know what I mean? So
it also teaches you that you can't tank this last boss by yourself with no support from DPS or healing. Wait,
Shut
right,
up,
Nika?
get out. Hey, I lasted a while, man. I did.
Long enough to tell your story.
For some people that may be easy. For some people you may encounter a very difficult time doing just Brayflocks. It was a game changer. Dungeons were very easy before that, and dungeons are a little bit more hard after that.
Well, for the Get Good Community College, we'll see if it lives up to what you guys are hoping it was. I think
it's all bad.
The rest of these